Absolutely, teeing up that first heat of the morning here, Ross. Joel Parkinson taking on Nat Young and Matt Banting. It's going to be a great exchange. Make sure you shuffle your schedule from wherever you are around the globe. We are going to get competition underway.
Big barrels today, but it is a beach break, so late drops, and it's all about finding that pit.
Opening ride of the Quiksilver Pro for 2016 will belong to young Matt Banting. He's going to find a slopey shoulder. It's got a few twists in it, and he's going to have to navigate around the section. You see the immensity of the white water, the rawness of the North Atlantic here.
Instead, this is going to be a very small score, but you can see obviously Matt is not looking for a barrel. He's just trying to get a couple of turns on that open face, again, to get that start, to give himself just a couple of scores to work with, put some pressure on the other guys.
It is the same for the sport of surfing here. Best two waves counting. And Joel Parkinson will find a little corner. He'll thread it on the backhand to get going. And in and out for Joel. It's going to be interesting to see, Ross, how that little cover compares to the open face rail turn of Banting for opening scores. They're all looking for the corner of the bowl, and well, opening set here, and that will be Nat Young, who's going to weave it through the pit and find an exit. This wave has got a little stain on it, but that's a top corner hack as well. So this is going to prove to be a useful opener. Dare we say the best of the openers thus far, as Nat Young will roll it through to the inside corner here. And there's an army of water patrol waiting for him as well. So he's going to manage this first part of his heat really nicely here. Well, let's have a look at this one, Ross. What are you thinking?
So Nat Young, again, I would say Matt Banting, maybe out of the three surfers, is going to have maybe the toughest job finding the best barrels out here. But Nat and Joel, very crafty. They know how to kind of scan that lineup, and Nat proving so. Just a short barrel, though. It wasn't like a very deep, long barrel, but it was okay. So easily the best score, and then a pretty nice backhand snap to you know, kind of add to that. So you know, the first opening score for Nat is going to give him a little bit of comfort.
And Joel has been deposited, and guess what? He's found himself this big corner. This is massive. Parko stretches it out. Now in the flute. Yes, deep line, but it's going to be an incomplete. What about that vision for Parko? Wow. We're loving it. It's an important part of the... let's have a look at this entry.
Yeah, a lot of elements here when the waves are big like this. And Joel just kind of taking his time with that bottom turn. He was sizing it up. I will tell you, he knew that wave was going to close out. I feel like he just said, you know what, I'm going to just take this one for the boys and kind of soul arch into that closeout.
He's found a 717 early on, and we're going to pick him up right now as he switches his focus to the left-hander. Highline drive, little trim, some deep little pockets there. At no stage under too much pressure, but that's a nice gaff as well, and he'll hold on to it. Little foot shuffle included, but it's going to be a meaningful second ride, and it's going to put him into a commanding.
That's something to really work with this morning, being how tough it is to find a big score. So there's different versions of hunting out there. This, for sure, Nat was really satisfied with just a decent line. You know, knowing that if he can throw another 5 or 6 at the boys, it's going to put him in a really tough situation. Judges, though, I think deeming that he didn't actually ride totally clean out of her. You know, that's left the door open a bit.
Well, Banting down the corner, looking for a line through that. He saddles it up, he holds that rail, and he'll disappear and vaporize on that sandbar for Slater from the Pipe Masters. Now let's pick up on a man who has won the Pipe Masters before, Joel Parkinson. Tight snap. Now, this is a little bit of a corner. It's got a couple of bumps and wobbles on it, so it's got its complications and problems. But Parko knows how to hold the rail.
Because, again, these maneuvers were, you know, just kind of connection turns. So no real weight, but right there, just a nice little snap there, releasing the tail. Frothy wave, which is not very easy to surf. It's not user-friendly. You know, it kind of makes your fins disengage, and it's almost like you're snowboarding out there. So I just said, hey, you know what? Let's go 100 yards away from Nat Young, because Nat has priority. And here he goes. It looks like he snuck away from him.
Well, here's that unlock strategy from Joel Parkinson. Open, razor-sharp rail, little drift with the fins on the white water. This wave is kind of being a little stingy on him. A little slope here. Little corner on the inside for Parko. And a little slug on the white water just to finish. So moving to that 2-minute mark here.
Giggs, I think, you know, just picking up on that mistake, I think this is what he's doing. He knows this is not going to be anywhere near a 7.3, let alone a 4. He's just trying, watch Joel. He's going to get on that ski and he's going to guide him away from Nat Young because Nat has priority.
It's always a tough one. You're going to carry that thing. But there's Joel on screen. He's going to end up finishing second in this heat against Nat Young. Nat again with that 717, that platform early on, really cementing the heat win pretty early on in the process.